Today in Things That Can Suck a Fat One, we have the 2K launcher, which confuses the bollocks out of my Playnite installation. Thankfully, you can disable the 2K launcher in Steam using a neat trick, link in the description. And this comes with some big performance benefits, so now I can turn on ray tracing without it becoming a slideshow. Yay! At a time when people are starting to suffer from Marvel fatigue, Firaxis have released Marvel's Midnight Suns, a game that probably isn't quite what you expected. Firaxis are a company primarily known for creating huge strategy games with systems so deep you could lose a bus in them, like the XCOM Revival games and the Civilization series. So there's going to be a lot of people going into this with certain expectations, and those people are probably going to be disappointed, because Marvel's Midnight Suns is a lot more like a cross between a JRPG, a card battler, snooker, and Mass Effect than XCOM with superheroes. That's not to say it's a game without any kind of depth, because it does have depth and I will go into that, but the surface level mechanics are simple. Collect cards, level up, play cards in battles, knock the baddies into each other and become besties with your teammates. First, I have to say I like this game. I like it a lot. But every time I walk away from it, it kind of feels dodgy, because there is a large focus on cosmetic upgrades, including some microtransactions. There are essentially loot boxes, but they're free, and there's a ton of different currencies. So if you have gaming bullcrap radar, it feels like it could go wrong at any moment. But the thing is, the game is so damn good that as soon as I'm in a battle, all those feelings go away, and instead, I'm having a whale of a time playing a great card battle game that focuses on environmental damage and just, every time a punch connects or you smash a bad guy, it just feels great, you know, viscerally super satisfying. It really does sell at being a superhero thing. Instead of having enemies that can apparently take 15 punches from the Hulk, you have a number of enemies that are designed to be one-hit kills to build your heroism, so that you can use some of the more powerful heroism-based cards to smash the harder, more armoured enemies. That's not to say the superheroes aren't underpowered, of course they are, or it wouldn't be much of a challenge, would it? It's just less daft than the usual Captain America can't even punch a goose out stuff. There's a bunch of heroes to play with, all have an array of different cards which translate into moves, and your mixes of heroes can change your tactics, but that shouldn't really come as much of a surprise. Party dynamics have been a thing since RPGs were invented, but they are well represented here. The real magic here comes in the environmental damage and knockbacks. Knocking someone into the path of an oncoming explosion or into another person to knock them out feels great. And the only RNG here in the battle part of the game is if you attempt to knock someone off a building or into a hole. However, that's not the only place RNG exists in the game. If you complete a mission, you will tend to end up with a gamma coil, which is basically a loot box. When you open it, you make a choice from cards. If you already have that card, you can then combine them using resources you get during missions or wandering around the actual place to upgrade them. And wander around is something you do when you're back at base. Becoming friendly with other heroes to get bonuses, upgrading cards, exploring to find chests and rewards. And I have to admit, I didn't think it'd bother much with the cosmetic side of the game, but you can set it to randomly choose different outfits every day, and that made me want to collect more. Oh, this is dangerous, you. And not only can you pet the dog and the cat, you get bonuses for doing so. Aren't you a good boy? Yes, you are.
Good girl, Charlie.
So basically, it's battles get resources to improve, to battle, to get resources to improve, and loop and on and on and on. And that could be disastrous if the core gaming wasn't fun. And thankfully, while the base stuff can get a little tedious, smashing Hydra soldiers into each other doesn't seem to get old, so the confidence in this loop is justified. If you can only play in short sessions, the game has you covered too. You can save at any point and come back to where you were, except when at the base, where you always seem to spawn either back in your room or at the entrance to an area. It's perfectly manageable though, so nothing to worry about. A number of people have reported issues with this game at the moment, and I had a few crashes on the Venom bell tower level. Other than that, I've not had issues, but I can't play for a 5-hour session, and it appears the game goes a bit funky when you've been playing for a while, so just keep that in mind. I've only played 30 hours so far. I am starved for time after all, but I really want to finish it, and the reported 70-hour campaign length means you may not see another review from me for some time. But don't worry, I have some irons in the fire for next year, so if you enjoyed this review, subscribe for more videos and take a look at my previous videos. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your festive period, and I'll see you soon.